Okay, so I'm gonna try something different. I've been inspired by John Sammez to start pumping out more. Also, reading the book or listening to the book, The 10X Rule. So I am. I'm gonna put myself out to this universe, see if the universe responds back to me. Um, so what that means is I'm gonna start pumping out some content. I'm gonna start just if y'all call it a brain dump, I'll call it diarrhea, right? I'm just gonna just all over everything, right? In a way, I believe that I should because I feel like I haven't been given as much as I've been receiving, and yeah, maybe I should share and try to give back what I've learned, and then the audience can refine what I've put out there, and then I can learn from them. Okay, so I'm not sure if I wanted to talk about two things. I said two things, two things, or just focus on one specific topic. This video is definitely going to focus on rethinking the structure of a class. All right, so mainstream developers. I don't feel comfortable saying developers. Mainstream hackers. They still have to manage this complexity called called a class. And maybe this class, if it's managing interaction logic, this class is based on my personal experience or my personal ignorance is by default just going to have complexity. All right. Now that's a class that manages interaction logic. So, for example, a view model, maybe, uh, definitely an activity, right? Um, and when I say manage view, or when I say manage interaction logic, basically identifying controls, assigning values to those controls, assigning handlers to events for those controls, responding to navigation from the outside world based on requests, potentially, depending on how you engineer your application or your navigation system. This can all be complex within an activity if we're talking about Android. Uh, and so, yeah, there's some things we could do about it. When I was wet behind the ears, I used to use regions for everything, you know, pound region, whatever region name, and then some code inside of it, and then in region. And I would have that sprinkled all through my class. It did feel right, but I felt like that was the only tool that I had. Someone coming in and work out. I'm in the weight room right now. All right, but I want to hurry up and pump this out and use a different scenery. So let's talk about an alternative to using regions. Let's leverage within the .NET framework targeting C sharp, the use of partial classes. All right, so what's a partial class? A partial class is a feature within almost said F sharp, a feature within C sharp to basically partition your classes. I'll just leave it right there with the option of having your classes separated per file. And the reason why one might do that, or the reason why I do that, is to basically separate the layers, the logical layers of a class. Okay, so you think about what I just said. You marinate on what I just said. And well, why would you want to do that? Well, because within this object-oriented mayhem, it's just hella complexity, right? You look at your classes that are managing some UI logic or user interaction logic. All right, how many lines of code is it? Tell me. Look at it right now. All right, it's a lot. All right, it's not necessary because code. All right, we're not talking about machine code. We're talking about code like C Sharp, Java, right? F Sharp, Clojure, Scala, right? All that is supposed to be for humans, right? Languages are created for humans, not machines, for humans, right? So emphasis on readability. So with that said, let's take you to my reality, my world, and what I've learned over the years to help you manage the complexity of this beast that you call a class. Okay, so here we are, and here's a solution that I have that's in Visual Studio, and I'm going on another video. I'm going to discuss clean architecture, right? This is something that I learned from Robert C. Martin, aka Uncle Bob, and hey, you can lift weights, it's okay. Uncle Bob, and I'll talk about that in the future video based on your solution automatically conveying the intent of the system. You know, manage account, manage benefits, manage claims, manage providers. So all that is what you see just out the box. Okay, and then the details we wrap inside some folder called integration. And then there you find out what the healthcare application is, or you find out what type of client you're using. In this case, an Android client. There we have support for the interaction logic, etc. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about partial classes. So with that said, if I open up an Android client, right, and I go to an account activity, you will see by default that this is what the class looks like. And that looks like it's it, right? And you say, well, hold up, where are these methods actually defined at? Map commands, map navigations, unmap navigations. Well, hence the use of partial classes. Partial class, that enables us to define implementation details within another file, right? Again, for readability. So with that said, I can actually open up this account activity class and drill down into different segments of it. There's a file called account activity.internal, and the .internal suffix of that file will actually map to the implementation details of this activity class. And this is where we see map commands. This is where we see map navigations. This is where we see unmap navigations. In addition to that, also segregate the members of that class into its own file, again using partial class. Notice that we didn't use regions everywhere and sprinkle it throughout our editor or our text file. No, we use partial classes. And that is how you can manage the complexity. That is how you can, I would argue, simplify a class so that it can be consumed in manageable chunks. Okay? And that's it. I mean, I hope it was really short, simple. I decided to change the scenery a little bit. putting this out there to the universe. Hopefully, the universe will reward me as I keep pumping it out. And I'm about to go work out. I'm about to get swole. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed. I don't think I have any subscribers, but yo, this is my journey. I'm bringing you along with me. I want you to experience it with me. So subscribe to my channel. I'm Scott Nimrod. Employers out there, hey, I'm available for hire. The thing is, the caveat is, you gotta let me own it. Whatever you delegate to me, you gotta let me own it, run with it, and then I'll deliver the value back to you. So I'm signing off. Adios, de veo a ratito from Miami Beach, and we'll catch up. All right? Yep.